Hey y'all, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm coming on a little bit early because, well, it's Sunday and I got to get my little boy settled down after I do this live stream and get him kind of tucked in and ready for school and all that good stuff. So let me find a place where I can sit and talk with you guys about some shame and then we'll get started. So I gotta put the lights on so I can see. All right, guys. So I think you gotta go outside. So whenever I first,
hey, will you close that metal door that way the water doesn't splash up?
well, it's already everywhere. Hold on.
I'll get it. You gotta use stuff.
I don't. It's been raining all day.
I know, babe. I just saw that it was open.
And Onyx is out there now. Okay, people, let's talk about some shame, okay? So, when I first got into recovery, you know, I lost my son, and that's what kind of catapulted me into getting sober. When he got taken away, it motivated me to change my life, because I had no reason or purpose before. You know, I've been in my active addiction for, 15 years, and there was no, it's almost like you get into a habit of doing those same things over and over and over again. And addiction is just that. It's like a learned behavior. And so I practiced my addiction for so many years that whenever, I wanted to get sober, it was hard for me to make the changes. It was hard for me to change my old behaviors. And so when my son got taken away, that was something that really pushed me to change my life, because I needed it. I needed that. Really, I had to have something serious happen in order for my life to change, because I just couldn't do it on my own. I had tried for so many years to do it on my own, and I was not having any luck in doing so. So when Nathaniel first got taken away, I think that's whenever I first started really experiencing guilt and shame. And I have a lot of guilt now, because, I remember having him taken and what it felt like. And I feel like a lot of the times as a mom, I'm always trying to make up for the time that my son wasn't with me, and the time that he was taken from me and with another family. I'm always trying to, do something to, make up for that lost time. But what I've learned in my recovery today is that shame isn't healthy for me. Shame is not an emotion that serves me well. Whenever I feel shame, I want to hide. I want to not talk to anybody. I want to isolate. I want to just get away, because shame makes me feel embarrassed. That's how it makes me feel. When I think of shame, I think of, hey, Jason, I think of embarrassment. I think of judgment. I think of stigma. I think of what other people are thinking about me. And so shame has always really played a really toxic role in my life, especially when it comes to me recovering from drug addiction and alcoholism. Shame is one of the emotions that will take me back down that road and will lead me back to my addiction every single time, because the feelings, the shame and the guilt that I have from when I was pregnant with my son it's the hardest emotion, I think, to deal with whenever you first get sober, is shame. And it's a lot of reasons why we feel shame is because of the stigma attached to addiction, because so many people treat addiction like it is a four-letter word. Like you are, people treat addiction like it's a moral failing. Like we are choosing to be drug addicts because we just don't know how to live our lives right, and we have no values, right? No morals. And that couldn't be anything farther from the truth. And that's why I like to come on here and do my channel with you guys, because I want to help smash the stigma. Yeah, so Jason says, you've got addicts shaming addicts too, and that's horrible. And so here's the thing. I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that too, because it really is a shame to have, you know, other addicts shaming each other. There's no shame in relapsing. There's no shame in being on medically assisted treatment. There's no shame in wanting to have children. If you're on Subutex or Suboxone, like, all these things are things that, you know, if you are healthy and you are staying clean and sober and you consult your doctor, those are things that you should be able to take part in and not have to worry about anybody judging you or shaming you, you know? I think what happens between addicts and addicts is that a lot of times, and this is just from my point of view, and I've seen it several times, a lot of times you'll have people who are working on themselves, actively working on themselves, actively keeping their egos in check, actively performing service and doing things for others to step outside of their selfish ways, and actively changing and, like I said, working a program of recovery. And then you'll have other people who are not actively working on themselves, not actively doing any kind of program. And so what happens is, when people start intertwining with each other, you don't know where each person is at in their recovery. And that's why, for me, you have to be really mindful, you guys, because not everyone is actively working a program of recovery. Not everyone wants to be a better person. You know, some people just stop doing drugs and alcohol, and then they're dry. They're a dry drunk or a dry drug addict, and they're miserable, and they're just not doing drugs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine just quitting drugs, quitting dope, and not working on you, not working on the inside? How miserable that must be, because you're not changing any of your behaviors. So what you do is you take away the solution, which is the drugs, and that was your relief. And now you're left with just you. And so you know who the problem is. You are the problem. I am the problem. It wasn't the drug that was the problem. It was me. Hey, Richard, what's up, baby doll? Once I can get down to the causes and conditions of why I used drugs and alcohol, then I can really get to work on facing my addiction and working through it. You know, a lot of us either started using because we had childhood, maybe we had some trauma, maybe we weren't fitting in, maybe the doctor wrote us a prescription and we became dependent on it and didn't realize that, you know, when you try to jump off, that your dependency can turn into addiction if you don't get that medication and you're searching for it somewhere else. And then those negative behaviors start. Then that's when the negative addictive behaviors start coming in, and the abuse of the drug, you know. But here's the deal, you guys. Like, addict shaming each other is there's no room for that over here, you know. Like, I love you guys, and I want each and every one of you to succeed in your recovery. I'm always going to give you guys the real talk. I'm always going to shoot you straight. I'm never going to come at you with some BS, because I would hope that you would do the same thing for me. Now listen, don't get it twisted though. I'm not going to like baby you. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you that if you continue relapsing and you continue doing heroin or you continue doing meth or you continue drinking alcohol, that you're going to lose things in your life and that you might eventually die. And that's the harsh reality of addiction, is that if you do not stop and do not get sober and work a program of recovery, that you will die. We all suffer from a chronic disease. That is the disease of addiction. Without treatment, it will kill us. What is he doing? Oh. There is no cure for addiction, but it can be put into remission if you practice certain tools, use certain tools throughout your day and throughout your life, like prayer and meditation, talking with other addicts and alcoholics who are in recovery, giving back what was so freely given to you, service work, therapy, process group. Like, this could be considered a process group where we all sit here and we talk and we share how we're feeling and, get it out, get it off your chest, But I'm telling you guys, like, feeling shamed, feeling embarrassed, that has no place in your recovery. I know it's hard. I can't just say, you don't feel shame. I can't tell you to just not feel shame. But you know what worked for me? Whenever I first started working with my sponsor, I would cry every time I talked about my son, right? Every time I talked about my son and when I was pregnant, I would bawl my eyes out. And so the more I talked to her about my addiction while I was pregnant, and the more I talked to her about my son and how much I did want to change and how I wanted to be a better mom, and how, when I watch other moms with their children, it inspires me and how it gives me ideas and all these things, right? And then my sponsor sat down with me and she told me, she goes, you can be all those things for your son. You are going to be all those things for your son because you want to do that today, because you want to change today, because you're willing to change today, because you're being honest and you're open-minded and you're taking suggestions. That's how she taught me that I was changing, and that I was sick in when I was in my active addiction, I was sick. I was sick. It's like having the flu at its peak when you're in active addiction. You have to do something, take your medicine to get rid of that flu. So that's what I do today. I do my step work. I talk to my sponsor. I help other people. I do these meetings. I tell the truth. I share my story. And these things help me keep my addiction at bay. It helps me keep those voices in my head that tell me I'm not good enough, that tell me that I should be embarrassed, that tell me that I'm ashamed and that I'm a terrible person. By helping others and doing the next right thing and learning about the disease of addiction, that helps me to keep those terrible thoughts in the very, very back so they don't come creeping up and take me down through there. I really, really, really pride myself on being honest, you guys, and telling you guys what the tea is, what is really going on, okay? I want you guys, we're talking about shame. I want you guys to know that I always want you guys to succeed. I don't want any of you guys to relapse. I don't want any of you guys to struggle in your recovery. I want all of you to find what works for you and take it and run with it. I want you to hone in on the support system that we have here and take it by the cojones and really, really utilize it, because we are all here trying to stay sober. Each and every one of us in here wants to change. Is there anybody in here that doesn't want to change? Anybody? I literally came downstairs so I didn't have to be by y'all. If there's any of you guys in here that don't want to change, then, let me know, and we need to talk about that, because we need to get you on the same page. But I think that everybody that is here wants to change and wants to do better in their lives. And that's what it's all about. Willingness to change helps you fight the shame. Okay? And then once you start doing better and succeeding at the things that you're changing in, that shame starts to kind of fall to the side. I've lost a lot, but I never realized it till now. I always had an idea, but I never looked at it through clear eyes. Hey, Richard, you know what? And Richard, that's what happens right now. You're right in the middle where you're having a moment of clarity. And this is the perfect time. You are right where you need to be, okay? All right. This moment of clarity is going to help you in the long run, because now what's going to happen is you're going to be able to hear what is being taught to you about the disease of addiction. You're going to be able to grab on and pull yourself up with somebody that's helping you. That's the thing, you guys. Like, I used to be so embarrassed and so ashamed and so full of pride and ego. I never wanted to ask anybody for help. I wouldn't ask nobody for nothing, because I would handle it on my own. Because I thought, you know what? I got myself into this mess. I'm going to get myself out of this mess. What a waste. If I had just listened to what they were telling me all those years they told me, Nicole, you cannot do this alone. Nicole, you have to have support. Nicole, this program is going to save your life. Come hang out with us. Come be with us. Come listen to us. And I was always fighting them off. And that's what happens, you guys. And that's what I feel like happens with me. If we can let go of that ego, then we get defensive and stubborn. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I feel like what happens a lot of the times here on my channel is people think that I'm like trying to like make them do recovery my way. Okay? I promise you guys, if you find something that works, you do that. All I'm trying to do is share with you guys what I've learned and what helps me. I'm not trying to make you do it my way. You don't have to do it this way, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I haven't seen many people do it any other way and be very successful. This is the ways I've seen people succeed in recovery. I've seen people succeed by A, getting into a 12-step fellowship. Okay, I've seen many people get sober and stay sober. B, get on medically assisted treatment. C, therapy. And D, the gym. And E, religion. Those are the 5 ways I've seen people get into recovery and stay sober and succeed. But all those things require you getting support. Therapy, that means you got to talk to somebody else. That means you got to be on a schedule. That means you got to go see your counselor, right? The gym. You go there every day. You work out. You make friends. You have accountability partners. 12 steps. Meetings, sponsorship, accountability. Religion, church, mentorship, accountability, the preacher. All these things mean that you have to step outside of your bubble and reach out and get help and ask for help and get support. So all those things are the things that I've seen people do and succeed and stay sober. And so all of those things entail you not doing what you think is best for you and letting someone else help show you the way. Do you see what I'm saying? So whenever I'm coming on here and I'm talking about, my love for the 12-step fellowship and how I absolutely think that steps 1 through 12 are the most amazing steps in the whole wide world, and the principles are principles that I try to live by in my life every single day by being loving and tolerant and open-minded and willing and honest. Those are the things that I try to practice every day in my life. Okay? But I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm a tough love kind of chick, all right? And I'm going to shoot you straight. I am going to give it to you raw and uncut, okay? I'm not going to come over here and hand you a bouquet of flowers. If you're going down the wrong path, I'm going to tell you, girl, you're going down the wrong path. I'm worried. You need to turn around. That's a dead end. You're going to drive off that cliff. Do you see what I'm saying? I think what happens is other people that are not comfortable with that, they get offended. But y'all don't get offended because I'm just trying to help you. I don't ever want to hurt anyone, and that's never my intention. But I will not pussyfoot around the importance of addiction and recovery, you guys. Active addiction is death. Active addiction is jails, institutions, and death. Oh my. When we're in active addiction, we don't care about ourselves. When we're in active addiction, we're hurting ourselves, you guys. Hey, Sandra. Yeah, I loved your picture, girl, on Instagram. I'm so glad that I get to see what you look like now. And I loved talking to you yesterday. Like, you just brightened my whole spirits. And then I also talked to Sandra Clark last night, and I just loved getting to talk to her. And then I talked to Cher Bear today. Hey, Megan. Accountability is part of recovery, but it sucks to be called out. Yeah, and you know what? It does suck to get called out, but here's the thing, you guys. You know what? I will never come on here and call you out unless I've tried to literally get a hold of you and you are not trying to hear it, you know? And then every now and then I'll wave a flag over here on my channel. But listen, you guys, I will never, ever come on my channel and throw you under the bus before coming to you first. I would never do that. Never in my million years. I always go straight to the person first every single time. I would never, because listen, coming on my channel and making a video about you is not going to make your situation any better. But if I do come on my channel and make a video about you, it's because I love you and I want you to see it and I want you to do better. But I will always reach out to you first. 100% always. Making myself accountable has kept me from relapsing for 19 years. What? That is so awesome, Deb. Yes. And so, Deb, for 19 years, I'm sure that you've had sponsors or other people in the program who have said, Deb, you're acting like a crazy person today. You need to get it together. And it probably bothered you a little bit at first, but you were like, you know what? They care about me. And that's why they're telling me this. They don't want to hurt me. They love me and they want me to do better. And that's the thing, like, you know when people care about you guys, and you know when they want you to do better. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I can tell when someone cares about me and they're just trying to help me to be better, and when they're just trying to hurt me and harm me, you know? And so I think that online, when we're all trying to be a part of each other's recovery and we're trying to help each other to be better, that sometimes, like I said before, some of us are in this part of our recovery, and then some of us are in this part of our recovery. So we're all in different stages. And what can happen is I could see where someone's feelings might get hurt, you know what I'm saying? But I hope that everyone knows that I would never do that. I would never try to hurt any of you intentionally. But that's the thing. Like, I don't even have to come on here and say that on a video, because I will come to you. I will come to you and talk to you one-on-one, you guys. I will never not talk to you. I will give you my phone number, and if you ever want to talk to me, or you're ever having a problem and you feel some type of way and you think that you think something, you can call me anytime. And that's something that I've learned in my recovery, is that, you know what? Sometimes it's uncomfortable to kind of have confrontation, but I'm not running from my problems anymore. That's what I did in my addiction. I ran from everything. And I don't have to run today. I don't have to run from confrontation. I don't have to run from someone that disagrees with me. It's okay to disagree, you know. I feel like finally in my life, like I'm not trying to like make everybody like me. I'm not trying to people please everybody, because listen to this. That's another thing that I used to do so bad. And it was because I felt like I needed everyone to validate my feelings. Hey, Amanda, I felt like I needed your validation because I needed you guys to like me because I didn't love myself at all. I needed you to make me feel good about me because I didn't feel good about me. So I searched for your validation and your validation and your validation. And I would wave my big flag, like me, please like me, over here, like me. And then I started realizing that if I didn't like myself, it didn't matter if everybody in the world loved me. It didn't matter if I had the best haircut, the hottest tan, the nicest clothes, the brand new car. It didn't matter if I didn't love myself. And so once I started realizing that, the reason I shot dope was because I didn't love myself. The reason I shot dope is because I was trying to block out all the guilt, all the shame, all the things that I felt like I did wrong in my past. I kept on adding more and more and more and more. And then I would just load the syringe up, shoot it away. You know, when I first started making videos back in 2016, because I got sober in 2015, I started making videos a year after I got sober. I really struggled with people. Like if someone didn't like my video, it really hurt my feelings. Or if someone commented something mean, you know, I would go over that one negative comment all day long. And I feel like the longer I stay on track and the longer I keep, you know, consulting with my sponsor and talking with other people that are in recovery, the better I get at, like I said, not people pleasing. You know what I mean? Every now and then I'll find myself slipping back into my old ways. Like, for instance, I'm sure you guys could tell, but like yesterday and a little bit today, I was so worried about what other people thought about me. I was so worried that you guys thought that I was mean and that I only want to hurt people when I'm trying to tell them like I'm worried or I don't want them to relapse and die. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, and then I had this moment in my mind where I thought, I talked to Jessica actually. Shout out Jessica. I talked to Jessica and I was like, no, Nicole, no one thinks that about you. Everybody, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not doing anything wrong. Just because one person says something doesn't mean that everybody else thinks that. I figure I made my channel to find support. So if someone is insulting and not supporting me, I boot their butt. Right on, Jason. And so on YouTube, you guys, it can get really kind of difficult because, you know, I'm trying to stay grounded in my recovery. I'm trying to stay right sized. Okay, and I'm very, very insecure, and I have a lot of things that I'm self-conscious about. So it's not that hard, but sometimes I'll feel like I'm getting out of balance, you know, and I can feel myself when I'm getting out of balance. And so today I was talking to Jessica, and I got off the phone with her, and I thought, am I going to do a stream tonight, or am I going to stay, you know, off? And then I sat here and I prayed and I thought about it, and I thought, you have made a commitment to do a meeting 1 hour every day. That's 1 hour a day for my recovery, to help others and to help myself. And I was sitting there thinking like, come on, Nicole, you can do this, you know? Yeah, it is a prerequisite for addiction. But I feel like because I have those insecurities and that, like, it's almost like it checks me, you know what I mean? Like when I feel like I might be, my ego might be leading me a little bit over to the left, then I get knocked down by my insecurity, and it gets me checked right back in the right place, you know? And it sucks because it's like, I feel like because I do make videos, you guys, that people know that I have those insecurities. So whenever I'm like vulnerable, they'll hone in on that vulnerability, and they'll kind of try to poke me in that part, you know. And that's what I'm starting to realize, is that every time I have maybe a little disagreement with somebody, or a different opinion, that they'll poke me in that vulnerable part because they know that they can hurt me. And I'm starting to realize that a couple of the people that I really thought were my friends were not ever my friends. I just found YouTube World in the last few months and kept me just people. Yes, they are. I know, Amanda. Then you got us to pick you back up. Yeah, you're right, Jessica. And that's the thing, you guys, like, I already am so hard on myself. Okay, I struggle, like I said, with guilt and shame from my son a lot. Like, you guys, I don't have shame about a lot of the things I did in my addiction, but I have a lot of shame connected to my son, because I was such a drug addict during my pregnancy, and I feel horrible about it. So I'm already so hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't need someone else who I thought cared about me to try and take the things that they know mean something to me and hurt me with them. You know, I guess I was watching Megan's video today, and she was talking about how she's been holding back. And I know what you mean, but then I also know that I haven't held anything back, right? And a lot of people have taken the things that I haven't held back and tried to stab me with them. And so sometimes I think, should I have just not said anything at all? I should have never said anything. Maybe I shouldn't have told my whole story. Maybe I shouldn't have shared all that stuff. And then I get messages from people on email or on Instagram or on my comments, and they tell me how they found my channel and how they've never watched anybody who has told their story, the whole story, and that it helped them. And when they tell me that it helps them, then that helps me to know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But every now and then somebody will take what I've done and they'll try to throw it back in my face and make me feel like I should be ashamed for it. And it's like, people do that, dude, and they know that. I know that. It's what the thing about it is, you guys, is that I know that's what they're doing to me, you know? And I know, but I have been praying over my YouTube channel. I have been praying and asking God to guide me when I share on my YouTube channel, because I don't ever want to hurt anybody. I'm only trying to help others get free from the disease of addiction. I'm only trying to stop people from stigmatizing addiction and medically assisted treatment. I'm only trying to lead people in the right direction to find their recovery. It does open me up to a lot of opinions and judgments. And that has been one of the hardest things, Megan, for me, is that I shared all my story and all my life with nothing held back. And then what happens, and this is why I get scared for people like you, because I'm like, maybe she's doing what she needs to do by keeping some of the things private, because I don't want anybody to, like, but then I'm like, you know what? Even though those things have happened, and even though it seems like every 3 months or so somebody is coming at me sideways, and then I'll have to kind of remove that person from my life and move on, and then everything's fine again. But it's like, I hope that You know, like I hope that nobody else would have to go through it. And if they do, they learn from my videos and seeing what has happened to me. You know, I have made some stupid mistakes on, sharing too much of my life and then having people think that they can, commentary, but these people are not even in the recovery community. That's the thing. It's like when I got people that were trolling me before, they weren't even in the recovery community. They were just being mean. But anyway, I've already got so much shame and guilt that I don't need anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just reject what doesn't feel right to you. We know who you are and where you're coming from. Yeah. Hey, Richard. I'm glad you're back, buddy. So, and then people like Richard come along who just came to the channel, and so he's just found us, you guys. This is his first day without anything, and he has found us for support. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm an empath, Sandra. Yes. And so then I'm like, this is exactly why I made my channel. I made my channel because I thought people like Richard, people like me, people like you will be going through YouTube looking for videos that they can find support. And that's why I do a live stream every evening, so that way we can all come here and be together. And so I'm telling you guys, like, there's more good than there is bad with this whole YouTube thing. And I love y'all so much because you guys help me stay on track. Y'all help me stay focused on the prize, which is in front of me, keeping on, staying sober, doing the right thing, taking care of my son, taking care of my husband, taking care of my home. You guys help me to do that. Y'all help me stay balanced. And I'm like, my mom the other day, she called me and she was like, she was talking about how, does doing it make you feel good, Nicole? When I do a video, like sometimes, here's how I feel when I do a video. So like right now, I'm talking with you guys and I feel like I'm getting a lot off my chest. Because what I feel like is and I know this is in my head, but I was feeling all this negativity today. I was thinking, is everybody mad at me? Do people not like me? Or are they disappointed in me? Do they think that I'm too harsh? Do they think that I'm too hard on people? And then I read the video before this, I just uploaded it, the Sorry Not Sorry. Then I read that blog post and I thought, no, I'm not going to apologize for being me. I'm not going to apologize for being me. I'm not sorry. This is how I am. I am very blunt and to the point, and I only speak from the heart. Everything I say is full of passion. But when I get off of a video after we've had like a really good stream, like last night, when I got off the stream, you guys, I swear to God, it felt like I just went to church. I felt so good last night because you know what? I connected with you guys. And when I get to connect with you guys like that, it is like no other high I've ever had in my life. It's like, Deb, you go to a program, right? NA? You'll know what I'm talking about. Do you know the feeling whenever you first meet somebody that comes into an NA or an AA meeting and they are sharing their story with you, and then you share your story with them, and that feeling where you're like, hey, I've done that too. Or maybe they are crying because they've gotten their children taken by DHS. And you go, it's okay. I had my kids taken too. And you know what? I have them back now. It's that bond because you've both been through the hard shit together. And even though you don't know each other, you've been there right where that other person has been. So when I get off of a video after talking with you guys and we've all like talked and like I read your comments and you guys are, telling me about what helps you and where you've been and what you're struggling with, and then I share with you guys that I've struggled with the same thing, Like, I'm telling you, the feeling I have after getting off of the live stream, after getting to talk to you guys, it's like nothing I can even explain. But it feels like I'm going to church. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like God is there. It feels like the Holy Spirit is there with us. And that He's bringing all of you to me to share with me about your life. And then I get to share with you about my life. And it gives me like chills all over my head and all over my arms, because I've met so many of you that come in and you say, I don't know how I found your channel, I just found it. And then a lot of you will be moms who have lost your children or are on medically assisted treatment. And it just gives me so much comfort to know that I can share my story with you and show you that I've been there, you know? It helps when you see your struggles in someone else and help them with their struggles. It does. And it just feels like, it literally feels, you guys, like divine intervention. Like God is working all over this channel, you know? And I know some of you guys aren't religious, but whatever your higher power is, that whatever your higher power is working in my life and in your life and in all our lives, because that's who gives us that clarity, that moment where you're like, I'm ruining my life, I want to make changes, I don't want to live my life like this anymore, I want to be different, I want to do the right thing, I don't want to hurt myself and others anymore, you know? When I finally got to that point where I was like, I'm going to lose my son, you know? Because it has nothing to do with me. What I think is what I think it is, Jessica, is I start thinking what I think you guys think. Girl, you just can't even understand. Like, my mind goes so... I will start thinking that... Anyways, it's just neither here nor there. I love making videos. I love being a part of something bigger, which is this little group that we have. It's like a little family that we've made, you guys. Like, it's so freaking awesome. And I just feel so blessed to have this platform to share with you guys. And so, listen, y'all know that next month I'm getting my camera. And my quality of my videos is fixing to shoot up so high, y'all are going to be freaking out. And I talked to my friend Michelle. I text messaged her the other day, and I told her about, we're going to have her on the channel first, but I'll tell you guys this. XC sent me a bunch of questions that I'm going to ask my mom and dad this weekend. I called my mom just right before I got on this live stream and talked to her, so she knows I'm going to be coming up to visit her this weekend. So we are going to sit down with Mama DeMeo, and we are going to talk about what it was like when I was in active addiction, and she's going to answer all of the questions. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask her, send them to me. Send them to me in DMs. Send them to me in the comment section down below. Email me, whatever you want to do. So we're going to talk with my mom. And you guys listen, like, my mom, she used to anoint me. She used to pray over me all the time. So that way when I went out into the world, I would be protected, you know. She's very, very spiritual, and she believes that, you know, I was protected because I'm telling you, like, there's so many times that I had overdosed and been in a coma that I shouldn't be alive, you know? So, when we get to sit with her, I think it's going to be a really emotional video. I know she's going to cry. I know I'm going to cry. But you know what? It's going to be like a healing moment too, because you know, me and my mom, we're very close. Like, I talk to her so much, but I want her to be able to share and, like, get that out off of her chest. You know what I mean? I feel like she is such a strong person, and for her to have to sit there and watch me kill myself for so many years, like I cannot even imagine how hard that had to be, because I know it's hard for me to watch some of you guys when y'all are struggling. It hurts me so bad and it breaks my heart, because you know what I want to do? I just want to swoop in and save you. I just want to take your pain away. I just want to just save you. Yeah, Jessica, my mom is so, you're going to love it. My mom, yes, she will talk about it. She'll talk about anything, but she said, yeah, she's cool. And I read out some of the no, she wants to help other women, and especially other moms like her. You know, the other day when I was telling you guys about my friend's mom who called me about him being in jail and everything, I gave my mom her number, you know, and my mom called her up and talked to her, because my mom is a mom, you know, so they can relate to each other, you know, and so my mom's always willing to help me whenever I have like someone who needs to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you guys guess who commented on my video the other day, you guys? Y'all remember Legends Mommy, Sam? It's hard to grow without soldiering through the BS and facing what we've done to others. Yeah, good. I would hate to make her feel like she is obligated to do it. Oh, no, Jessica. No, not at all. I promise. I promise. I promise you guys. I would never do anything that made my mom feel uncomfortable. Like, she's such a good... She knows... My mom's very, very smart, and she has educated herself about the disease of addiction. Whenever she first started to realize that I was an addict, my mom has started going to Al-Anon meetings and learning how to detach from me with love. So, my mom, very proactive. The minute she's like, my daughter's a drug addict, she started going to meetings and learning how to stop enabling me. So very, 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 very smart woman. But for me as an addict, it wasn't good, because she literally kicked my butt out. You know? Yeah, Jessica, she would do anything for me, but when it comes to my addiction, she got my ass out of that house. And so she started going to classes right away, you know? Good, Richard. So Richard says, for everyone, I am doing good. I had a few temptations today and shot them down and deleted numbers. Good. So Richard, that is a really, really good way to start out. Delete the numbers. If you have to block them, if you need to change your number. Okay, Jason, love you. Change your number. When I first got sober, this is what all I had to do. I had to change my number. I had to put a sign on my door that told people that I would call the police on them because I needed these people to get out of my life, because they had all been in my life for so many years, because that's all I did was be a drug addict, you know? So when my son got taken away, I was like, this shit's got to stop, you know? And so I literally had to go through hell and high water to get my addict friends to stop contacting me, to stop trying to bring me down with them. Because that's the thing, you guys. They might not realize it, but misery loves company. So when you're struggling, you want to bring other people down with you. You know what I mean? And they might not realize it. It might not be intentional, but it happens like that a lot. So you are on the right path, Richard. You keep on making those good choices. You got all of us in the Hangouts to talk to. If you're struggling, you just say, hey guys, I'm struggling. You can call us. You just ring the little thing and it'll call all of us. You can message me anytime. Jordan! Oh, I miss you. I'm doing great, girl. You know me. Just chilling. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. I go to the doctor on the 14th to see my medically assisted treatment doctor, my Suboxone doctor. So we're going to go down 2 more milligrams, I think. So I will let you guys know how that goes. And I'll be fine. Me and Jessica also talked about that today. And, You know, it's just, for me, you guys, it's all mental. My mind, typical addict mind, I need more, 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 you know? And so anytime I'm doing anything, even if it's like with more, more, more. Yeah, but it's going to be all right, Jordan. You know why? Because I've got so much support. And here's the thing that I keep telling myself. It's going to be okay. Because listen, if I fail, I'll just get right back on. If I don't feel comfortable, I'll go back. It'll be okay. That's what I keep telling myself. I keep giving myself permission that if I'm not comfortable, I can go back. It's going to be okay. But you know what? I really want to do this. And that's another thing. Jessica, I'm just putting you out on blast today, girl. We were talking about, like, I want to do this and I want to stay off and stay sober so I can show other people that it can be done. And that's why I have to have my program, you guys. That's why I have to have my sponsor and my meetings and you guys and the big book and all the prayer and meditation and step work, because that stuff is going to help me stay sober. You know, I have to have that support. That is like a backup to me. Like, I'm telling you, like, I've seen so many people come off of medically assisted treatment and jump too soon and not have any support, not have any program, and struggle, you know? And so that's why, but Jessica, here's the thing. After I get my cast off, I'm still going to have physical therapy, girl. And that's where the program comes in. That's where the support comes in and the sponsorship comes in. Do you see what I'm saying? So you got that physical therapy that helps your leg, you know, get used to not having the cast on it, blah, blah, blah. You feel me? So that's how that's going to work out. I'm confident that I have done everything I need to do to build myself up to get to this point where I can do it. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be, listen, real talk, you guys, it's just going to be a matter of me doing it. So, but anyway, Jordan, life's going good, girl. I saw the pictures of your baby girls on Instagram. God, those little girls are so cute. Cute kids. Pretty girls. But yeah, life's good today, you guys. I'm not complaining. I'm sure I got some, every now and then I'll have a little bit of, you know, emotions and stuff like that. But for the most part, my life is good. I ain't got a lot of chaos going on. I can pay my bills. I got a house to live in. I got food in my belly. I got a car out in the driveway. I got a job to go do tomorrow. I got my kid in school. You know, I'm doing it. I'm a productive member of society today, y'all. And if I can be a productive member of society, then anybody can. If I can go from shooting dope every day to paying bills, being a wife, and taking care of my son, then you guys can do it too. You know, my dad used to say, Jessica, living the life of Riley. So that's what this is all about. It's a hope shot, y'all. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's what we got to remind ourselves. Like, it doesn't matter how far down you've gone. It doesn't matter what your rock bottom was. We can all recover from a seamlessly hopeless state of mind and body. That's what recovery is all about. Yeah, I feel better now that I got to talk to you guys about how I was feeling about all that stuff, and I just kind of needed to get it up off my chest. And because, you know, I feel like a lot of times, like I said, what people will do is they'll manipulate me because I am sensitive, you guys. And so, anyway, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to talk about that no more. It's all over and done with. I'm a new woman today. I feel a lot better. You know, there's going to be days where I have days like that, and I'm going to share them with you guys and be honest. So, you guys are helping me. Look at this dog. Y'all are helping me stay accountable, and so I'm going to stay honest with you guys because y'all help me. So, hold on. Let me show you this dog. Gizmo, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing, girl? Look at that big old mama. Why are you on my couch? You are always on this couch. My sweet girl. Look at this face. Hey, Gizmo. Gizzy. Okay, you guys. I love y'all. Isn't she the cutest dog? I'm going to get off here. I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for our next live stream meeting. I hope you guys all have a great, great night. Tomorrow's Monday. I got to be at work. I might pop up a little video for y'all in the morning, you know, a little happy Monday morning video, okay? You're welcome, Richard. Thanks for coming, man. I'm really, really for being a part of the team, the family. And thank you, Jessica, for being so active, and Jason and Amanda and Deb. Thank you guys all for taking part in the meeting tonight, and I love you.